Hi and welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel and we're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Glad you joined us tonight. We've got a full show and we're going to start off talking with an organization that's been around for a long time and has done some really amazing things. So we're going to start out with the League of Women Voters of Portland, and representing the League we have Debbie Kay. You are the Vice President of the League, and Amy Ledholz, you are a fairly new League member. And you can give us your perspective on that if you would. Thanks for being here, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
So the League has been around for quite a while. Can you give me a little history about why it was started, when it was started?
The League was founded in 1920, coming out of the women's suffrage movement, which itself was part of the reform era of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. It was a long haul to get women the vote federally. The western states gave women the vote much earlier, Oregon in 1912. So the League emerged as a way to teach women particularly, but really everyone, how to be an engaged citizen.
That's very
Because when women hadn't had that opportunity, they didn't have the skills.
They didn't know,
how
to even begin to vote or anything else,
right,
I'm sure.
the mechanics.
Right. And so even to this day, that's what you're doing. You're educating the public, men and women, as to how to vote.
As to how to think about how to vote. And
that's a better way to put it.
How to engage civically. I mean, our mission is to promote political responsibility through informed and active participation in government. Informed and active participation. That's what we're about.
Civic engagement at its best, isn't it? You know, I always find it amazing, and I admire the League for how nonpartisan, how unbiased you are in the work that you do. That's really amazing to me, and that's what gives it so much value to me when I'm reading a voter's guide and that kind of thing. So I don't know how you even do that, but you do some amazing work. So what is the mission? What is your mission? Just exactly what you said.
That's the
informed
mission statement,
and active.
Right.
Yeah.
We carry that out in a number of ways, through voter service and voter education, through civic education, and then action and advocacy. We do studies, and we study things in great depth.
You do, don't you? Yes. Yeah.
And then we go through we write a report, our membership reads the report, we go through a consensus process. It is really carefully vetted from all points of view. And once we have a consensus from the membership, we have a position, and with that position, we then go advocate.
And because you do it so thoroughly, it gives me a lot of faith in what you advocate for and what you just decide on. So you have several things that you have that you use as far as educating people. You have the voter's guide. Maybe we can get a shot of that, Paul. This is the voter's guide that you put out every year, or every election year.
Before every election.
Every
this
election
is hot
year.
off the press.
Hot off the press, so this is brand new. This is a great resource for people. Tell us what is in this. Can you show that?
Sure. I mean, it's everything you'd want to know about who's on the ballot.
And issues too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we give all of the candidates opportunities to speak on questions that the group comes up with. And when you read that publication, aside, depending on, regardless of which party you're with, you have the opportunity to really look at information that the League tries so hard to be completely nonpartisan.
Which you're not going to find hardly any place else, right? Because people are representing their interests.
Exactly. I think that's what partly what attracted me to the League was. It wasn't about being a Democrat or Republican or anything. It's just about education. And you're not being judged. If you have an interest in learning about who's on your school board or who your senator is, the League's paying attention to all of those issues. And there's people there that has been spending years learning and will help educate each other.
Wow. And so that's a great thing to be involved in. So,
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It is exciting. Another resource related to the Voter's Guide, and in fact, the online source for the Voter's Guide is a website called vote411.org. And the other wonderful thing about Vote 411 is you can plug in your street address where you receive your ballot, and you will, up on your screen, you will have only your ballot. You won't have the ballot for the county next door, you won't have the candidates, you won't have the measures. You'll just have what's on your ballot. You can do a compare and contrast because there's information about the candidates. They supply their background information, and they all respond to the 3 questions that we ask everyone running for the same office.
Okay.
So you can compare them.
Yeah, that's great, because sometimes it's overwhelming when you look through something like this and go, oh no, I don't remember which district I'm in, or that kind of thing.
I went through the same thing, so using the website's a good tool.
Good. Now, this is Directory of Elected Officials, and this has everybody that you need to get a hold of if you want to.
Well, if you've never tried to reach your local representative, this is a great exercise. They should respond to you with questions, with resources. It's great to engage with your local representatives, and so that's the resource the league's providing is, hey, these people are elected by the people, contact them. So a guide like that is just an example of one resource the league is providing for you to learn how to engage with democracy.
People always say, contact, write your senator or
Right,
whatever.
this is how to do it.
Everybody from the President of the United States to the people elected to the Soil and Water District to all of the mayors of the local communities, everybody who's elected by voters in Multnomah County is in there.
Wow.
And it's updated online. We publish it every 2 years.
That's great. That's impressive. You brought some pictures, and I think we should show those as we're talking about this. And some of your pictures were from the league way back in the day when it first started, which is pretty impressive because those women were in the forefront of the suffragette movement and really making changes for all of us.
Well, they're just so iconic. It's really exciting to see the roots of what our modern day organization came from, and the strong women that represent the foundation of this organization.
I love
So
that.
these are some pictures of some of the marches and parades they did in those days to promote the issues.
It was very courageous of women in that era to go out. They weren't expected to be out in company, shall we say, and certainly not unescorted.
Right.
And there were a lot of women who became rather radicalized by the needs that they saw to put in place reforms, and that's part of what took so long for women to get the vote, was men didn't want the reforms.
Of course not.
Like temperance, for example.
That's the power right there, is in being able to vote.
And not all women did either. It took a lot of convincing.
I'm sure. And we had a lot of really strong women in Oregon, too, that were very involved in that movement. I went to a League of Women Voters luncheon one time, or a brunch, and I think Kate Brown was talking, and it was before she was governor, but she was talking about all the strong women in our history.
Exactly, and a number of women who are League members have served, and for a couple of them, they were propelled into serving through the league.
Through the league, it doesn't surprise me at all. Let's see. You also have the voters' guides, voter registration.
Oh, we have a really active voter registration group, and we have a member who heads that up and has a broad-based group working with her. They do drives all over the city and the county. They work with kids. They work in retirement communities. They work in other public areas. They're very effective.
And they're going above and beyond fill this paperwork out. They're really teaching you what it means to utilize your right to vote. So they're exercising, they're just walking through the whole process from beginning to end and being that guide, giving out their phone numbers and just saying, call me if you get stuck. And
That's
really
great. That's really personal.
passionately, right. And it's really inspiring to see how much league members really care about you just exercising this basic right, which the founding members worked so hard to achieve.
Right.
So please do use it.
Why do you think some people don't? I mean, it always amazes me when people say, no, I never vote.
They don't think their vote matters, and I could not disagree more strongly. An example of that is the 1960 Nixon-Kennedy election. It was less than 1% differential between their, that was the end of that election that caused Kennedy to win. It was a very, very tiny percentage. Every vote really does matter.
Yeah, it does.
And our task is to give people the information to vote well in an informed fashion.
in an informed fashion. I love that.
So we have motor voter in Oregon. While many states are going backwards and making it harder and harder for people to vote, to register to vote, to arrive at a polling place, et cetera, we've gone the other way. And I'm so proud of our state for easing that path.
It is easy now, isn't it? Although I did always like walking to the voting place.
Well,
used
vote
to
by
walk there.
mail
Yeah.
has made more people vote,
Yeah.
and contrary to what some people around the country would like to say, it is not a fraud problem at all.
No, no. We've had pretty good luck here, haven't we? Especially in Oregon, I think. There hasn't been any accusations of that like
There's
Florida.
always
at
room
some
for
point.
improvement. And there's still a strong niche that the league serves in helping facilitate that registration process for those that are confused by this new system or don't go through that process. So, although our work is cut in half because of this new, we're still finding niches populations that need support in registering to vote.
And encouragement to then, once they're registered, to actually follow through and vote.
Okay. We have you have speakers bureaus also, and I think we have some pictures of that also. Maybe we can take a look at from the past. Those forums, what are those
Well, our
designed to
Speakers
do?
Bureau is available to organizations who want to receive a balanced explanation of ballot measures. So we have only a couple of measures on the current ballot, but in November, I'm certain we will have a very active Speakers Bureau. So league members do deep research, some of the biggest research I've done since college, to be able to understand the fiscal implications as well as the social implications and present those in a balanced fashion.
Okay.
And just to point out, if they're not ready, if the league feels that the research needs more time, they'll take it. I mean, they never speak on any issues that they're not
That
ready
they're not
to
ready
present
to.
on.
Okay.
Right.
I think we have some of that video, so let's roll that now.
Sure.
Take a look at that. This is from the forums.
This
this
is
right?
from a variety of forums.
Okay.
That was a few years ago. I don't know which one that is.
So those can be anywhere. I mean,
We do ballot measure forums, candidate forums, often at the Multnomah County office building, but not always. We'll be doing one at the end of the month right here. Thank you very much.
that's right. That's
and
right.
And I should add, there are great ways to be introduced to the league. Just volunteering at registration or just helping get the word out about these great learning opportunities. A great way to plug into the league and learn about how you can help out.
And there's probably lots of volunteer opportunities.
There are
I'm
volunteer
sure.
opportunities. And we're a membership organization. We have a half-time staff person, so all of this work is done by volunteers.
Wow.
And most of them are members, and we welcome members.
Good. So if people are interested, come on out to the forum. We have that coming up here at MetroEast. And I believe we have a little video montage of a voter's guide that was filmed here. So maybe we can take a look at that real quick.
Sure.
Those were a lot of fun.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Herzog with the League of Women Voters of Portland.
My name is Amy. I'm a volunteer with the League of Women Voters.
Hello, I'm Debbie Kay with the League of Women Voters of Portland. We're here today at MetroEast Community Media to do our Video Voters Guide, an opportunity to help you, the voter, be well informed about candidates.
The Oregon primary is on May 17th, and the final day to register to vote is April 26th. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. We're almost out of time. So tell me, what else does the league do that we need to know about quickly?
Well, we mentioned earlier we do studies. From those studies we have a position, and then when we take action, I am proud to say that people in Portland and Multnomah County listen up, because the League is such a trusted organization nationally and locally. So we are presently involved in action on affordable housing. We're working with the PDC with economic development. We also have had a big presence in police oversight. So those are a couple of the areas we're working with.
Great, that's wonderful. So you have the voter services, you have civic education programs, action and advocacy, and you don't have to be a woman to be part of the League of Women
That is
Voters.
true. We've
right?
had male
Right.
members since
Yes.
1974. We offer a service which is vote counting for other organizations. We've done the director's vote count for KBOO 3 or 4 times now, and that is a service that we offer to condominium associations, union, whoever needs somebody they can trust to count their votes.
So if you need somebody you can trust, the League of Women Voters is who you need to call.
Give us a call.
And we're out of time. One last thing. Do you have one last thing, Amy?
Thanks for having us. It's just great to be a part of such a fun group of people who really try hard to promote the mission of their organization.
Well,
We
it's a
appreciate
mission
it
that
very much.
Aligns with ours, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this first segment of Community Hotline. And as you can tell, the mission of the League of Women Voters does align with MetroEast. So check them out on their website. If you want to become involved, you can volunteer or just go talk to them and find out what they're all about. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Community Hotline.
Was more than I ever would have dreamed of doing.
This is a community media station.
It was phenomenal.
Ready, camera 1.
What is it about this place that makes so many different people come together?
Ready, camera 2.
Very professional, experienced people.
You can use these industry standard pieces of equipment.
Ready, camera 3. Take 3.
You don't have to be rich to do this.
Open people's eyes to something they've never even thought of before.
Cool stuff happens. It becomes this community.
That's going to really change who's telling the stories and who's controlling the messaging.